Welcome to the Mr. Pixel Pants review of Faxanadu. Faxanadu is an NES classic that by and large was overlooked by the gaming community at the time, but which has since gained cult classic status. Faxanadu, though relatively unknown, was also released on the Wii Virtual Console in 2010 and 2011. Nintendo originally released Faxanadu in America in 1989, though it was released in Japan by Hudson Soft in 1987. Faxanadu takes place in the same world as Xanadu, which is the second game in Falcom's Dragon Slayer series. The name Faxanadu is a combination of Famicom and Xanadu. Faxanadu, however, plays differently from other games in the series, instead relying heavily on side-scrolling action to progress the game. Faxanadu is probably best categorized as a side-scrolling RPG, though it is light on your standard RPG elements. Throughout our travels, we run across many familiar elements such as magic, armor, and potions, but you won't find yourself leveling up or adjusting individual stats in the way that you would typically find in an RPG. Those stats are instead managed through equipment upgrades, of which there are several. The game follows the story of the player who returns to his hometown to find it in ruin because the water source has stopped. As the player, it is up to us to find out what has caused the water to stop flowing. The entire game, including the player's hometown of Aeolus, takes place in what is known simply as the World Tree. As we move forward in the game, it becomes apparent that we are exploring different sections of this tree. The enemies in Faxanadu are known as dwarves. The dwarves and the elves, of which you are one, lived in harmony until a meteorite crashed containing an alien life force known as the Evil One. For evil reasons, the Evil One has transformed the dwarves into horrifying monsters and made them hostile to the elves. As you battle through Faxanadu, there are many frustrations that you will encounter. The controls are wonky and definitely take some adjusting to. The enemies all provide a knockback when you take damage, many times causing you to bounce into the previous screen, and sometimes the enemies are placed in such a way that it is impossible to not take damage when you move from a town or door into another screen. There isn't a way to skip dialogue without exiting the dialogue completely, and the characters that you would rely on for story sometimes provide helpful hints like, "Don't try too hard." Don't worry, I won't. After all of that, my biggest complaint is probably the password system. Even though some NES games at the time, like The Legend of Zelda, were using battery-based technology to save your games, Faxanadu instead employs perhaps the worst password system I've ever encountered. Why is it terrible? Look at it. The password screen is comprised of both upper and lowercase letters as well as numbers. Is all of that really necessary? It also uses what is possibly the worst font for a system that relies on you jotting down the password as accurately as you can. Is that an uppercase I or a lowercase L? Hell if I know. As the game reminds you when you die, don't have negative thoughts. Remember your mantra. So why play Faxanadu? All complaints aside, this is a great game. The side-scrolling action, though sometimes frustrating, is competent and fun. Most importantly, Faxanadu does something that few games are capable of. It takes hold of your imagination. The enemy design is fantastic, and the soundtrack, composed by Junchika Chikuma, is absolutely amazing and one of the best I've ever heard. If you're a music fan, these songs will stick with you well after completing the game. The color palette, though limited by the 8-bit capabilities at the time, uses lots of reds and browns, purples, and some greens. The combination is very unique and works to great effect. The boss battles in this game feel every bit as epic as any NES or even 16-bit game that I've played. Some of the designs are so terrifyingly and strangely unique that I have yet to encounter anything like them since. Faxanadu plays like a slightly less finely tuned Zelda 2, but feels like a beautifully terrifying, wonderful nightmare that you don't quite really want to end. I would easily put Faxanadu on my list of must-play games, and if I had to liken it to a modern title, I would consider it to be in the same league as Dark Souls. Not because of the difficulty level, as Faxanadu is not terribly difficult, but because much like Dark Souls, it is a game so beautifully put together that it leaves me wishing that I could go back in time and experience the magic of playing it again for the first time. I give Faxanadu a very strong 8.5 red potions and would recommend it to anyone. That's it for this Meister Pixel Pans review. Please subscribe and comment below. And if you have a game you would like to see reviewed, let us know. Thanks for watching and see you next time.